be launching a tasty pastry. It's a low-carb Pop-Tart. It's got 3 to 4 grams of net carbs, and we love this show. This is our best place to be in LA.
Welcome back to Legendary Foods Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Tuesday, July 19th, 2022. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. Offhand, I don't know who was the first person to say that silent moves equal loud results, but I do know that these 5 words do a great job of summing up what we've seen from Chris Bumstead lately. Now that all the early Olympia prep stuff is starting to gain traction, there are all sorts of people out there making bold predictions about how this will be the greatest classic physique lineup that we've ever seen, and talking about how this person or that person could be a legitimate threat to take out Bumstead this year. Despite all of that, you know what Chris is doing? He's making silent moves, because that's what champions do. And come Olympia weekend, you could take it to the bank that the silent work he's doing in late July will deliver the loudest results possible when this thing is all said and done. Outside of the big splash Aaron Banks made to start the year off at the Arnold and Boston Pro, it's been a quiet year so far in men's physique. But all of that is about to change here pretty soon now that Ray Edmonds is starting to make some noise. Up to this point in his career, we've usually seen Ray compete a few times during the year, which makes it unusual for him not to be a part of the conversation halfway through the season, especially during a year like this that hasn't had the 1 or 2 new breakout stars adding some juice to the division. When he's on and fully dialed in, he's good enough to beat the best in the world on any given night, because what he brings to the table is so unique. And now that he's had an extensive offseason to beef up his arsenal, it should be interesting to see if he's got enough firepower to blast his way back into title contention. I know that we're still months away from the Arnold UK and that we have a lot of ground to cover before now and then, but can we please take a minute to appreciate what James Hollingshead is doing right now? Every time you turn around, James is putting out a new training clip or a new physique update, and week after week, this guy just continues to blow people away with his level of consistency. If you're a bodybuilding fan of a certain age, when watching him do the things that he does, you get nostalgic, because he's one of the few guys in the current era that gives you that throwback late 90s, early 2000s vibe. So if you can roll into the Arnold UK locked and loaded and ready to go, there's no reason why he can't walk out of that building with a win as the hometown hero. Have you heard the expression, success leaves clues? Because if you're looking at this video of Sergio Oliva Jr. right now, you don't need to be Sherlock Holmes to figure out why he's winning. Since he cleared up all his injuries and health issues a few months ago, Sergio's managed to put together one of the most consistent stretches of training that he's had in a long time. And right now the results are speaking volumes. Believe it or not, Sergio actually hasn't been on stage since the last time he competed at the Arnold back in 2020, which means we're probably long overdue for one of those vintage performances that we saw a few years ago when he was one of the most entertaining athletes in the Open. So if he can keep things rolling, the world might not have to wait too much longer before it sees what Sergio 3.0 has to offer. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.